them is how can people start building relationship with recommenders if they don't already have access to people who are recognized as talents by themselves in the field of technology. And then it may be interesting for some people to also know a bit more around your own profile as well. We know it's not the
Okay.
same for any two people, but yes. And then
Yeah,
your final
so
words as well.
yeah, I think that building your engaging recommenders, I give examples really. Again, it's first of all, I gave examples of getting involved in open source
Amazing.
communities. Now, attending conferences. I mean, for people who know me, I attend conferences a lot. If you check on events, so from attending conferences, you sometimes would meet speakers, you meet people who over time, after that, you engage them and they get to follow your work, you build that relationship. Sometimes it could, I gave examples again of getting involved in communities, Google developer groups. So I've given different examples of if you're a member of a community, in those communities, there are leaders there. Because by virtue of being a member of that community, you already would have access. Some of you have alumni, university alumni groups. They have community. Let me give, for instance, maybe someone went to Covenant University, maybe not the best example to give, but I understand they have almost all universities have strong alumni networks. So you find out that why I use Covenant is that I've seen a number of startup founders who are from such communities. So you have to identify with different communities. It could be your university alumni network. It could be some of these developer circles, developer communities. You really have to go out there. If you check on Eventbrite, there are different, a lot of times, some of the people I know I met at conferences, even within your church. So there are people who you go to church, you belong to either cells or you belong to societies or different groups in church. You would identify leaders even in those social clusters. But what we find out is this is not a skill that there's something that I said earlier again, the nature of what we do in our own community back home. Someone who's seen as engaging and sociable is sometimes think as, like the Yorubas will say, Omanbe, is forward, she's showing off, without realizing that people are making that effort to be heard and be seen. So there are things you need to unlearn if you are interested in being so you have to you're a global citizen. You need to start to be out there, even sometimes just from engaging someone's tweet. There are people that I met on Twitter and we've gone on to do projects together. There are people that I met during my NYC. I did my NYC in 2008, and we do a lot of work together. And some of them wrote references for me based on the work we did. And even they could easily say, I met her 13 years ago. Do you understand? So some of these things, I saw someone said, the other thing I see is that the idea of you want to apply like now, I see someone saying, oh, I just started internship. Do I have a chance for endorsement? So it just feels like you're not listening to what we are saying. Really, it's not a chance or what they call it, it's not a gamble. If with everything we've said, if you have the answers to the examples we've given, you don't need to ask whether you have a chance or not, just show the evidence. So my own background, so I read computer education, my first degree, did master's in computing and information engineering at Robert Gordon in 2013. Started my